is defined element as the basic form of the matter which cannot be divided into other form of the matter or into simpler substances by any chemical reaction. So he defines element as the basic form of the matter which cannot be separated, which cannot be broken down into simpler substances by any chemical reaction. For example, if you take iron and if you will break the iron in fine particles, then it will be remain as iron. And you can say by breaking the iron piece into smaller and smaller particles, we cannot separate, we cannot break, or you can say it cannot be broken by any chemical reaction. It remains as iron. And thus you can say elements are classified as metals, non-metals and metalloids. So elements are the substances are the basic form of the matter that cannot be broken down into simpler substances by any chemical reaction. And elements are classified as metals, then non-metals, and metalloids, Now regarding the metals, for example, in the 8th standard we have seen that the metals are those elements which shows the properties of malleability, ductility, then produces sonorous sound or ringing sound, and therefore we say that metals are said to be sonorous. And what is malleability? That malleability is the property of the metal that can be converted into thin sheet, or the property by virtue of which the metals can be converted into thin sheets is called malleability. So metals are malleable. Then metals are ductile. Then metals are sonorous. That is produces ringing sound when struck by any hard material. Then metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. And again, the metals are hard and lustrous. So elements are the simpler substances, or you can say elements are the such substances which cannot be broken down into simpler substances by any chemical reaction. So regarding the elements are classified as metals, non-metals and metalloids. So hard and lustrous. So metals are hard and lustrous. And what about the non-metals? Non-metals are non-malleable. Non-ductile. What is property of ductility? That is, metals can be drawn into thin wires. So by stretching, metals can be drawn into thin wires. 1 gram of platinum can be converted into wire of 2 kilometer length, and this property, or the property by virtue of which the metals can be drawn into thin wire, is called ductility. And here no ringing sound. not that poor conductor of heat and electricity, and hard and luster. So here non-metals are brittle. Non-metals are brittle. So they are brittle and they are not lustrous, and therefore you can say that metals are malleable, metals are ductile, sonorous, good conductor of heat and electricity, hard and lustrous. Non-metals, non-malleable, non-ductile, no ringing sound, therefore they are not sonorous, poor conductor of heat and electricity, and brittle. That means they can be converted into fine powder by hammering. And here, if the metals are hammered, they are converted into thin sheet, and therefore we can say that metals are malleable. And good conductor of heat and electricity, for example, we have seen that metal bar, for example, when heated at one end, then other end of the metal bar also becomes hot. Now, why? Because the metal contains a sea of electrons, or there is a mobile electron or delocalized electron, and therefore electrons from this outer region they get transmitted slowly to the outer region and other end of the metal bar, and thus other end of the metal bar also get heated when we heat metal bar at one end. So metal bar when heated at one end, the other end also becomes hot. This is because electrons in this region acquire high kinetic energy, and therefore as the electrons in this region acquire high kinetic energy, therefore you can say the other end of the metal bar also get heated and they move immediately, and therefore they are called mobile electrons or delocalized electrons, or metal possess a sea of electrons. Then about hard and lustrous. So metals are hard. For example, iron, copper, gold, silver, they are hard metals. While exception is sodium, potassium. Sodium, potassium, they are soft metals. And about non-metals, example of metals: iron, copper, then silver, gold, platinum, magnesium. So these are the various examples of the metal. Then you can also take the example of sodium. Na sodium. Then potassium, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. All these are the metals. And exception is that sodium, potassium, they are the soft metals, can be cut by knife. So can be cut by knife. And lithium is somewhat hard, and with the increase of size, for example, this is lithium, then this is sodium, then this is potassium, then this is rubidium, Rb, and then rubidium, cesium. Again, big atom. Atomic size is 2. So this is cesium, and then francium. And thus, with the increase of atomic size, the softness of the metal increases. And for example, sodium and potassium, they are very reactive metal, and therefore sodium and potassium, they are stored in the kerosene because they react with air, moisture immediately, and therefore they are stored in the, you can say, kerosene. And examples of non-metals, now for example, carbon. So carbon, then phosphorus, sulfur. So sulfur is a non-metal. Sulfur, carbon, phosphorus, then oxygen, nitrogen. hydrogen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, all these are the non-metals. And see, non-metals are bad conductor. What would have happened if the non-metals would have been good conductor of the electricity? Then they would not we would not have been exist on this earth, because air contains oxygen, nitrogen. If they would have been good conductor, we would not have been there on this earth, because of the electric current we would have been shocked, and therefore, so these are the, we can say, non-metals. And what are metalloids? Metalloids are those elements which shows the properties of the metal and non-metal. Metalloids are those elements which shows the properties of metals and non-metal. And if you will study the periodic table, you will find there is a diagonal line. So there is a diagonal line which is drawn from boron to silicon, etc. And you can say these elements, they show the properties of the metals and non-metals, and such elements are called metalloids. So these are the metalloids. So boron, silicon, arsenic, etc. So these are the examples of metalloids. Then we have to study the next point, compounds. Now compounds, for example, what is the difference between element and compound? First understand. Compound. Now see element. I write here element. Then here compound. Now about the element, hydrogen is the element, oxygen is the element, then nitrogen is the element, phosphorus is the element, etc. So these are the elements. Sodium is the element. Now for example hydrogen, Y is H2 plus O2 giving Y is H2. So hydrogen is a element. Oxygen is a element. Hydrogen combines with oxygen to form water molecule. And water, this is water, or it is also called hydrogen oxide. Water is a compound. So water is a compound. Then oxygen. Oxygen is a element. So these are two elements which combine. Then C plus O2 giving CO2. So carbon plus oxygen, C plus O2. Carbon when burns in air, we get the carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide is a compound. When two or more elements combine together to form a compound. So carbon plus oxygen giving carbon dioxide. Nitrogen N2 is a element. Hydrogen is a element. So N2 plus thrice H2 giving twice NH3. Now twice NH3 is a ammonia molecule. It is a compound. So sodium, for example, sodium when exposed to the atmosphere, O(N) plus O2 giving twice Na2O. So sodium oxide, ammonia molecule, carbon dioxide, water. These are the compounds. So compounds are always formed from the element. So different elements combine together to form compound. Sulfur, S plus O2. Sulfur when burned in air, it forms sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide. So in this way, carbon, nitrogen, sodium, sulfur, etc. These combine together to form the compound. So in this way, this is the difference. Now, for example, if I take the example of glucose, glucose having formula C6H12O6. This is the formula of the glucose, and this glucose is a compound. Then sucrose, sucrose or cane sugar, sucrose or cane sugar having formula C12H22O11. So glucose, sucrose, fructose, galactose, lactose, maltose, etc. all are the compounds. All are the compounds. So when the different elements combine together to form a compound. So sucrose is a compound, glucose is a compound, fructose is a compound. So fructose also having formula C6H12O6. So here formula of the glucose and fructose, molecular formula of the glucose and fructose is same, but their structural formulae are different. And therefore we say that these are the compounds. So compounds are formed by the combination of two or more elements, and thus you can say the elements on combination forms compounds. Then about the mixtures. Now when different elements are compounds, mixed together, when different elements are compound mixed together, they form the mixture. So mixture, for example, you can mix iron plus sulfur plus sand, or you can take sand plus sodium chloride. So different sand is having formula SiO2. So SiO2 sand, then plus NaCl plus you can say iron iodine. So mixture of two or more compound or elements form a mixture. So SiO2 is a sand, NaCl is a common salt or table salt, iron filling, and in this way this form a mixture. Now mixture do not have the properties of the compound, and you can say mixture can be separated either by physical process or by chemical process. So for example, how to separate this mixture? For example, this mixture is dissolved in water. Dissolved in water. So when it is dissolved in water, what happens? The sodium chloride is highly soluble in water, get dissolved in water. Then dissolved in water. NaCl is soluble. And can be separated by evaporation. Then, for example, the solution is filtered. For example, we are adding this mixture into water. NaCl will be dissolved. The mixture is then filtered. On the filtrate, we get the solution of NaCl in water. And NaCl is soluble and can be separated by evaporation. And on the filtered paper, what is left? Sand and iron. And we should take the magnet, and with the help of magnet, when you will bring the magnet near the iron filling and mixture of sand, the iron filling will be attracted by the magnet and can be taken out, and the sand will be left separated. And in this way, mixture is a substance. Mixture can be obtained by mixing two or more elements or two or more compounds. So compound sand म्हणजे मराठीत आपण त्याला वाळू म्हणतो, रेती plus NaCl plus iron carbide. So in this way mixture of different compounds or two or more elements when mixed together they also form mixture, and two or more elements when combined they form the compound. So compound SiO2 plus NaCl iron carbide. In this way we can separate the different mixture. For example, another mixture we can take the sulfur plus Fe5. Means iron carbide, and they can be separated. How they can be separated? Because sulfur, now this mixture is taken and it is added in carbon disulfide. Carbon disulfide is a solvent in which sulfur is soluble, while iron carbide left on the filter paper, and the sulfur can be separated from carbon disulfide by boiling or by heating, and in this way sulfur and iron carbide can be separated. And in this way we have studied about element. Element is a basic form of the matter which cannot be broken down into simpler substances by any chemical reaction. Compounds are formed by the combination of two or more elements. For example, if you take the hydrogen, and if the hydrogen is burned, we get water. So by the combination of hydrogen and oxygen we get water. So water is a compound. You know carbon dioxide, when the coal or charcoal is burned we get carbon dioxide. Carbon is a element, oxygen is a element, and we are getting carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is a compound. Nitrogen plus hydrogen to form ammonia. Sodium, when exposed to the atmosphere, combines with moisture and oxygen and forms sodium oxide. Sodium oxide is a compound. So sulfur, when burned in oxygen, forms sulfur dioxide. And in this way, sulfur dioxide, water, ammonia, sodium oxide, these are the compounds. And different compounds when mixed together form the mixture. For example, you know melody, चिवडा आपण बनवतो घरी. चिवडा is a mixture of पोहा, डालवा, then you can say peanuts, etc. So different substances they are mixed together form